What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live Show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. Big time win from boys. Great bounce back win by beating the Miami Heat 132-125. The captain, 47 points, 8 assists. Mikal Bridges, 24 points, 4 assists. Listen, man, listen. Great game, great game, great game. Great way to bounce back, man. The Heat came out. They were tough. I mean, I thought that he played really, really well. I mean, they got on top of us really, really quick. Pause. They were up in that first quarter, 37-30, but I thought it was that second quarter in that second unit with Tyler Kolek pretty much spearheading things for the Knicks. The Knicks outscored the Heat 36-25. They came out hot in the third quarter again, 39-37. The Knicks won that quarter. And then the fourth quarter was pretty much even, 27-26. But the Knicks pretty much had that lead, man. They kept it pretty much close. But that second quarter is what spearheaded things for them. And of course, the captain was sensational. But that was pretty much the ball game. The Knicks, I thought, was a great bounce back win for them, man. You know, they were kind of like, as we know, they had some tired legs, right? That's just the truth of the matter. You know, we don't want to sit here and try to make excuses, but, you know, facts are the facts, right? And they look like they did have tired legs. But today, you saw a totally different team. You saw the captain look like him, right? He came out and he pretty much was there to send a message and pretty much make sure that we got a win today. And I thought all in all it was a great win, total win, because I thought everyone played well. OG Anunoby didn't have a great first half, but he ended off the second half with 18 points. I thought what he did offensively really kind of helped to stabilize things in that third quarter as well. How well he played defensively, also back-to-back blocks, steal, right? So I thought OG Anunoby started getting cooking is really what helped. And then Mikal Bridges, man, consistency. Scored 24 points on only 15 shots. He was deadly from three today. Deadly. Mikal Bridges pretty much shot. I have it right here. Give me 1 second. Mikal Bridges was 6 for 7 from three today. That corner three was money, and that pretty much was really what kind of helped us today. We got nothing from the big cat. He looks like he's still dealing with the hangover from the NBA Cup. He only took 5 shots. He was just out of it today. You could just tell he just didn't have it going at all. And listen, man, look, you know, it's a total team effort, you know, but terrible game from Cat. But everybody else I thought was great. I thought Josh Hart was Josh Hart, right? 13 points, 10 rebounds for him, and 5 assists. Right, Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson, I spoke about them. OG Anunoby, I spoke about. I thought Mitchell Robinson, once again, money-making Mitch, 9 points, 7 rebounds off the bench. Once again, I thought he was great. Clarkson, I thought was great, 10 points as well. But Tyler Kolek, another great game for him, right? 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He was 3 of 6 from the field. I thought his minutes were critical, especially in that second quarter, man. So he continues to really show, like, listen, you give me more playing time, I'm going to play really well. He played 22 minutes tonight, which I thought was great. But offensively, the Knicks were explosive, right? Shooting 55% from the field and 53% from three. Exceptional, man. Exceptional game. I mean, we did get out rebounded today. What's the kid's name? Where? He was getting busy today, man. He had 28 points. He had 19 boards. He was 5 for 7 from three. They could not check him at all, right? But, you know, he had hot nights tonight, man. Hot night, pretty quiet game from Bam. But all in all, man, I just thought that the Knicks played really well, man. The Knicks played really, really well, and a great bounce-back win. Great bounce-back win for them boys today. All right, let me get in the chat here. Appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me tonight on the Sunday Night Knicks. Coach, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Disc Rover, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Big Task, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Vibes, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me. Big time win for the boys, 132-125. Great game, man. Great game. You know, I think the biggest thing for me, like what I love the most about this game, is that I felt like everybody had their fingerprints on it, right? Even though Brunson had a great night, you know, he's gonna be him, right? We already know how good he is. But it felt like it was moments in the game when he was off the court, especially, to where, you know, you're looking for these guys to really step up. And I thought Mikal Bridges had his moments. OG Anunoby had his moments. I thought Mitch had his moments. Josh Hart, of course, coming up with that big-time three that he had. Thought he was great on the glass. But everybody had their fingerprints on this. I mean, you know, Brunson's going to get the, you know, get the kudos because of 47 points, the most he scored in the Garden in his career. And as he deserves, right? Because how great he played. But oh no, I just love the way everybody played, outside of Cat. But I thought everybody came ready to play today. I thought, having that day off that Saturday was a much needed rest for the team. Much needed. Much needed. And you saw a different team today. You saw a totally different team. You could tell that also, too. The Heat wanted to get one. They're not playing well as of late. And they came out on fire offensively. But we matched that. And I thought that's big. And we defended home court, man. Once again, we are 20-8 on the season. Big time win from boys, 132-125. See a couple of guys rolling up in here. Eric Green, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. Rock with LV live tonight. Big time win from boys, 132-125. The captain, 47 big points. Huge game from Jalen Brunson. Tony, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. Rock with LV live tonight. Huge win, man. Huge win for them. Knicks are now, 11 out of their last 13, something like that. Great record for them, man. Great record. 20-8 on the season. Knicks playing really good basketball, man. Really good basketball. Really, really, really good basketball. All right, man. Let me jump in here in the chat, man, and kind of see how everybody's doing. Hope everyone's enjoying their Sunday, man. It's almost Christmas, man. It's almost Christmas. Got here super fast. Vibes says great win. Vibes, I think it was a fabulous win, Vibes. You know why I think it was 2 Vibes? Because I thought the Heat came out swinging, right? It looked like they were knocking down everything. It looked like they couldn't miss. But the Knicks were keeping pace with them, and I thought that was big. And so when they swung, we swung back, and I thought that was huge. And then the captain, nobody could check him. What's my man's name? Off Night? Davion Mitchell, whatever. He was cooking him, man. He was cooking him for breakfast. So that was easy work for the captain. Vibes, the captain with 47 agreed. Agreed. He was fabulous, man. This girl would say Cat had an off night, man. Cat had an off night. It happens, man. It happens. Sometimes you have really, really bad nights. I will say this, though, man. I will say this. It feels like, I don't know, man. It feels like Cat doesn't get no calls, man. None. He gets called for every little thing. He gets no respect. None. For being an all-star player, who he is, he's going to definitely go in the Hall of Fame. Yo, man, he gets like no respect from the refs. Powell gets more calls than Cat. And just because Cat's big, that shouldn't matter because Giannis gets every call. Giannis gets all the calls. So does Joker. All them dudes. Cat doesn't get nothing, man. Nothing. And right now, outside of Joker and Wemby, right? Who's the best big in the league? I think it's Cat. Embiid is, forget about it, right? But outside of Wemby and Joker, I think next is Cat. Cat gets no calls, man. None. And it's like, and it's kind of bad too, because it's like, yo, man, he's too good of a player for them to kind of like this. I don't want to say it, but kind of low key like disrespect him like that, man. Right? So as I'm watching the game, like, yo, and then also too, guys, I don't know what's going on here, man, with the Knicks, man. I don't know if the league has issues with the Knicks. I don't know. But dude, this is a team thing. Like, yo, we don't get nothing, man. No call. Yo, they shot. Let me bring it up, man. Let me bring it up here. Yo, man, they shot 35 free throws. 35. They shot 14 in the fourth. We only shot 21. They shot almost 14, basically 14 more free throws than we did. I mean, it's insane, man. The amount of like calls like they give other teams that they don't give the Knicks. And it's the same stuff. It's not like they're being more aggressive than us. That's not the case at all. At all. You mean to tell me Cat, he only went to the line twice tonight? Twice? That's it. Let's see that twice. Once. You mean to tell me this guy, all NBA guy, he can't get no calls? The only one that was getting to the line was Brunson, who was 11 of 11. And Mitch. Hey, Mitch. 3 for 3 for big money making Mitch. Look at that. But those guys, we can't get to the free throw line, man, at all. And we're getting fouled just like everybody else. It's really, really, really bad, man. Really bad. And it's just frustrating, man. Frustrating, just the lack of whistles. The Knicks don't get no calls, man. None. And especially our all-star outside of Brunson. He should always at least live at the line. They don't respect him, man. They don't respect his gangster at all. At all. Tony. Yo, listen. Yo, Tony, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not putting that out there. I'm just you're just kind of raising an eyebrow, but it doesn't make any sense. Guys, it doesn't make any sense. Like, we just got to do the numbers here. Like, come on, man. We saw it the other night, too. Like, it's just bad, right? It's really, really bad. The discrepancy is just come on, man. They shot 14 more free throws than we did. I mean, come on, man. You mean to tell me Waquez Jr. should be at the free throw line more than Cat? You mean, come on, man. It's a joke. It's a joke. But Tony, you said it, Tony. You said it, Tony. I'm just gonna say, who knows? But great game for the boys. Great bounce back game too, guys. Great bounce back game. It's pretty obvious, guys. If you watched the game, which I'm sure you guys did. Sorry, no, it's pretty obvious. The Knicks were tired the other night. It was obvious because they couldn't throw the ball in the river. And now you saw a different team tonight. They were clicking on all cylinders. Everybody. The shot making was there. Brunson, of course. Bridges, right? OG Anunoby started getting his groove in the second half, which I thought was big. Right? So you add on this offense, we win the last game, right? So, it's just, I think the team would seem more rested today. And then also, too, I thought they started getting after it on the defensive end, too. Now, some of it is just great shot making on the Heat's part, right? But defensively, I thought we were getting after it, and I thought it was just a lot of just great basketball altogether. Man, great shot making on their end, too. It was good basketball today. Really, really good basketball. But I thought that, we won tonight because we got the best player on the court. That's it. That's it. I mean, sometimes you want to say it's other reasons, right? But they got more free throws than us. They out-rebounded us, which never happens with the Knicks. They shot the three ball really, really good. But the reality is we have the guy and they don't. That's it. That's it. As good as Powell is, I don't think has Powell ever made an all-star team. He's a really, really good player in this league. But is he a star player? I don't think he's a star player. He's a really good player. Right? I put Norman Powell kind of like in the same conversation as OG Anunoby, right? Really good players, but not star players in this league. But we have a superstar on our team. Superstar. Top 5 in the league. Period. He's going to probably be first team All-NBA this year. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that he had 47 tonight and he got busy the way he did. And he propelled us to get this victory, a much-needed victory, too. Because now we split the series with Miami 2-2. You never know what that looks like as far as tiebreakers go, as far as seeding in the playoffs. So it was great to do that. But it was spearheaded by him, man. The captain, the superstar player on our team. And that pretty much is what sealed the deal tonight. With that being said, guys, let's listen to the captain. Thought he was awesome tonight, man. Awesome. So let me bring him up, man, so we can kind of listen to the captain, listen to him break down how he felt the game went tonight.
I'm not sure you know this, but your 47 points tonight is your Madison Square Garden career high. What was working for you tonight?
Ball was going in the hoop.
They paid me for analysis, not you, I guess. Okay. How about the fact that your team has not lost consecutive games since Halloween? We're a few days from Christmas. What does that also say about this team, the ability to bounce back after a tough night Friday night?
I mean, it's important if we want to do the things you say we can do. And so we got to be resilient. We got to have short-term memory, with wins and losses, but most importantly after losses. So, I mean, it's big time.
There were some big shots made late in the game. You guys made 23 pointers in this game and some huge ones. You had one in the corner off of Mitchell Robinson's save. Josh Hart had one from about 40 feet. And also, Mikal Bridges had one in the corner. If you were going to pick the biggest one of the game, which one? I'm putting you on the spot.
Josh. I'm going to say Josh. Unfortunately, I'm going to say Josh. He's been a pretty terrible friend as of recently, but I'm going to say Josh.
Thumbs up to that. Thank you, Jalen. Mike?
All right, Alan. Special friendship between.
Great game by the captain. Well said. Well said. And one thing he did mention, which I thought was right on, is the fact that you got to have a short memory in this league. Right? You got to have a short memory, right? Especially how they played the other night. They didn't play their best. The captain even stated, you guys, he saw I played it. He didn't want to make excuses. He wanted to say, listen, man, you got to come ready to go. We don't want to kind of, say that we're tired or, we got to match their energy. And I thought that today was a great bounce back and, having a short memory about what happened the other night. But at the same time, remembering what happened to where you're motivated to come out with a great victory today. And I thought the team was. I thought the team played really, 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 really well. Also, too, what I thought was great, too, what I thought was a great indicator or kind of like an inside look into what the playoffs might be. If you guys noticed, right, today, Towns didn't have it. He just didn't. I don't know. He's, holidays are coming up. He might be he might be already looking forward to Christmas. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Cat. He did not look like himself today. He looked like he didn't want to be there, So you have games like that. But what I love is that, and this is why you can't trade Mitch, because when you sub Mitch in, what you're losing is offensively, but what you're gaining is defense and rebounding, finishing. And now the guy's knocking down his free throws, right? So the only thing, you're missing is the offense, but you're getting better defensively. And, of course, better on the glass. So that's the beauty of having Mitch come in for him, right? So you need that substitution in case a night like this happens, especially in the playoffs. We know how Cat can be silly with fouls and stuff like that. If that happens, you don't really feel too bad about putting Mitch out there, right? As opposed to maybe putting a guy like, Jakob Porter in there or Jamison, smaller guys, don't rebound the way Mitch does, don't intimidate at the basket the way Mitch does. So that's the beauty of having those two bigs, right? And then also, too, let's stop now. I'm hearing stuff out there about the Knicks looking into getting like Daniel Gafford. Gafford's not a better player than Mitch. No way is he a better player than Mitch. I mean, he's getting more money, but he's not a better player than Mitch. So I don't know. Also, too, I don't think Gafford's not as big as Mitch neither, right? I don't think Gafford's 7 feet. What is Daniel Gafford? I think he's about 6'11". How big is him? Yo, Gafford is only 6'10", man. He's only 6'10". So I don't know where this whole him for Mitch stuff. Like, that's insane. Like, there's no way. But back to what I was saying, that the point is that that's the beauty of having Mitch. So if Cat is having an off night or he's in foul trouble or whatever, we're in the playoffs and we're in a dogfight with Milwaukee or a dogfight with the Pistons or Orlando, you bring Mitch in, you don't really feel like you're losing much. You're losing offensively, of course, is what Cat brings, but you're upgrading on the defensive end and on the rebounding end. Offensive rebound, of course, second shots. And then you can also bring them to, like they did the, Coach did the double big tonight. He played the double bigs. He did that, and I thought that was a great look too, right? So once again, you could do interchangeable stuff, which I thought was fabulous, right? And so there's no way you move off of Mitch. No way. Judas Revenge, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight, man. Hope all is well with you. Big time win for them boys, 132 to 125. Mikal Bridges, 24 points, 4 assists. Judas Revenge says Mitch is getting back to his game. Yeah, he's getting his game back. Yeah, I'm keeping Mitch. Judah's revenge. Agreed. Eric Green says a healthy Mitch is definitely better. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. But also too, Eric Green, I'm love the fact that the minutes they're playing them. They're monitoring the minutes. You know what I'm saying? They're not having them, not overloading them. So perfect example, like Cat played 29 minutes tonight. Mitch played 22. Your guy Yabusele didn't play again tonight. Diawara's getting his minutes. Diawara played 4 minutes tonight. They're not playing Yabusele, man. So what say you guys? You think trade's incoming? Think a trade is coming? Let's say yes. Let's say yes. But he didn't play tonight. And oh yeah, he played last game. But I don't think he played in the second half of last game. He's not playing at all, man. He's kind of run its course. He's kind of run its course with him, man. This girl says, I'm open to getting Zubac for Mitch. No way, man. This Rover, come on, man. No way do you make that deal, man. No way, man. No way. I like Zubac, man. I do. I like Zubac, man. But look. He's not the rebounder that Mitch is and the intimidator that Mitch is. He's just not. And he's not the athlete that Mitch is. Like, and I like Zubac. I do. But I'm just saying, I don't really care so much about the points, man. That's not the thing. What Mitch does, you can't find, man. The service is nothing we could trade Yabu for. Nobody will want him. This Grover, that's a good point, but that's why you're going to have to pair him with something. I'm hearing reports out there that, Dottie A piece, you know what I mean? Like, I guess he's getting busy out there in the Summer League. Summer League, G League. So, I don't know. You got to pair him with somebody. This Grover, you can't do him straight up. There's no way, because he's kind of, his value is dropped now because people are watching how he's playing. He's not playing well at all. So you're gonna have to put him with somebody or with a trade something, with a trade piece, in that deal. You're gonna have to do that. It can't be him straight up. That's not. No one's gonna want that. Tony says, LV, man, I don't think Knicks signed Mitch in the offseason. Listen, I think they do, man. I think they do, Tony. I think they do. If I'm correct, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Since we drafted Mitch, we have all that stuff. We have the bird rights, we have everything. So we can still pay him more than what other people can pay him, right? Or we could pay up to that. Like, I don't know. You guys break it down how that works. I believe that's how it goes. Right? So, a lot of it is up to Mitch. But is Mitch going to go out there? Is Mitch going to demand what iHeart is getting? What's iHeart getting? I forgot. iHeart's getting 3 years, $87 million. Is Mitch going to get that? You think Mitch is going to get $87 million from somebody? With his health issues and all this stuff, you think Mitch is going to get $87 million? Do you guys think he's going to get that? Big Task, you think he's going to get that, Big Task? Big Task said, yes. Big Task, you think he's going to get $87 million? You think Mitch is going to get that? Right. I doubt he'll stay. But, okay, but this Grover, how much you think he's going to demand, though? You know what I mean? Like, that's just the thing. We're just kind of freelancing and talking right now until I get back to the game. But I'm just saying, how much do you think he's going to get? You guys think he gets what iHeart got? iHeart got $87 million, man. All right? Tony says, I think he gets 3 for 65. Can we afford that? 3 for 65? Can we afford that? Can we afford that? What's the ceiling you think we got for him? Ooh, look at this. Grover says, I think he'll demand what Zubac's get. You think he'll demand that? I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that, man. A guy that's just defensive, just rebound. Listen, you can't play that guy. Here's the thing. This Grover. I don't you because of his health issues, you can't play him more than you understand what I'm saying? You can't play him more than like 20 minutes a night. So because of that, there's no way he gets 18 to 20 million for that because of his production. And he's not a good offensive player. So once again, it's your value, right? It's your market value. I don't think he's consistent. He plays all the time. He's a lot more durable than Mitch. So, I'm just throwing it out there for you guys to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about that. He's going to sound. I don't think he's going to Boston. Let me tell you guys, if he goes anywhere, I wouldn't be surprised he goes to a Southern team, so he could be close to home. I wouldn't be surprised he does something where he signs with the Pelicans or something. Because if I'm correct, I think he's from Louisiana, right? I wouldn't be surprised if he does something like that. Or he signs with, like, I don't know, Dallas or something like that. Or Houston. Right? I'm just being honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if he does something like that because he's from the South, probably wants to be close to the family, maybe. Just throwing it out there. We all know Mitch is a country boy, man. So, he might miss fishing, obviously he might miss the good weather. He might want to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just throwing things out there. But, we gotta. I don't think he gets 20 million a year, though, man. That's a lot of cheese. That's a lot of cheese. Yeah, he grew up in Pensacola. Okay, that's Florida. Okay, well, that's Discover. That's what I'm saying. He's from the South, man. He's from the South. So I'm just saying. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if he stays. If he stays with the Knicks, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised because we could pay him pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying, but who's going to give him this guy almost $100 million? iHeart got almost $100 million. Got 87 million. Now there's no way he gets that. And I like Mitch, but there's no way he gets that. No way he gets that. So, hey guys, what do you think about Mikal Bridges, man? Listen, guys, he's been playing extremely well, man. Extremely well. And guys, listen, I said it. I told you guys. I said, listen, I think he's going to have the biggest season out of everybody. The regulars are going to be the regulars, right? Cat and Brunson, they're going to put their numbers up, right? They're going to be all-stars, right? But I think the most important thing is your supporting cast, right? And with the new coach, you got to, say to yourself, okay, how is all these new guys going to operate? Or shall I say how the old guy is going to operate to the new guy, the new system? And I knew Mikal Bridges was going to make a smooth transition. I just knew it. And there's been reports out there. I don't really think he was a big fan of Tibbs, right? I just don't think so. And so now you get a new coach in there that kind of opens up the court for you, the way you could really play your game, a style of play that suits you. And I think Mike Brown provides that for Mikal Bridges. So I'm really not shocked that he's playing the way he's playing. I'm just not. I mean, he's really taking his game to the next level. He really truly is. But guys, this is the guy that was getting busy in Boston, man. This is the same guy. And a lot of people were destroying the guy last year, but I told people, got to give him a chance. He's his first year over here, new situation. So now he's got to figure things out. And with the way this offense flows, this is perfect for a guy like him, his skill set, man. And I think he's playing extremely, extremely well, man. But are we surprised? Are we shocked? We shouldn't be surprised. We shouldn't be shocked. We shouldn't be shocked. I mean, the guy's playing really, really well, man. I mean, he's always played really well his whole career. It's just his first year coming over here again. It was a change. It was an adjustment. And so I think that, you got to kind of give people their time to get used to certain things. And I think that he did that last year. And I think he's kind of carrying over, of course, that great playoff run that he had, and it's carrying over into this year. But I thought he was exceptional. Let's hear from Mikal Bridges, man. Great game for him. Playing really, really, really well. You think these guys don't hear the boo burbs? I mean, you think these guys don't hear all the people yapping and running their mouth about him? He hears it.
Guys, had a 10-point lead. Final stages of the game cut to 2. How'd you end up prevailing down the stretch?
Things getting stops. I think get stops and then get the ball to JB and work his magic. So just get stops and getting out and then let JB go to work.
So first half, you go for 18 points, you get 10 shots. You don't get a single shot off in the third quarter, and then down the stretch, you hit 2 key threes. How are you able to stay in rhythm when you go so long without getting a shot off?
I don't know, man. I just keep playing the right way. I had a couple of touches in the third. I think I had a couple of assists, but just trying to make the right play every time. Catch a shoot, I'm open and drive. I'm not trying to force it. I'm trying to just, if I'm open, I shoot. If not, try to look out for my teammates.
How about this run for you? 3 straight games with at least 20 points scored.
It was nice, man. It's nice to see the ball go in the hoop.
All right, Mikal, thanks so much for dropping by. Congrats.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Listen, fabulous game, man. Fabulous game. If he's playing extremely well, man. Extremely well. You got to be happy with how he's playing, man. Let's pull up his stats really quick, man, because you got to kind of give this guy his flowers, man. You got to. And I think that, he kind of gets some disrespect here. But you see this right here, guys. You see how well he's playing, right? You see exactly what's going on here. Look at his numbers here this year. Look how well he's playing. Look how well he's shooting. Right? So when you see this and you see this type of production, you say to yourself, okay, this is the guy we was hoping we was getting from Brooklyn last year. Right? This is the guy we was hoping we were getting. This was him. His numbers are exceptional, right? So look what he's doing. 16.8, it's basically 17 points a game. 4.8 rebounds. 4.3 steals. But look, 52.5% from the field. Right? So last 10 games, he's averaging 17.5, 52% from the field, 40% from 3, 5.1 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 0.7 blocks, which is almost a block a game, and 1.2 steals. Right? So he's getting after it, man. And you see right here, regular season, all 27 games, right? His stocks, he's averaging 2.8 stocks a game. Right? So the stocks are, of course, you guys know that, right? Blocks and steals. So he's averaging a block a game and almost 2 steals a game. Right? So, I mean, he's just been playing extremely well this year, man. We're shooting 41% from 3 this year. 52.5% from the field. I mean, exceptional, man. Exceptional. The last 3 games, look, against Indiana, he had 22. Against Philly, he had 21. Tonight, he had 24. He's playing really good, man. Playing really, really good basketball. And we got to kind of identify that, man, because we remember, guys, listen, you heard it here first on this show. Guys were killing this guy, destroying him. Listen, LV, I told you guys are going to need him in the playoffs. And look how well he's playing. You change the coach, you change the system, and get this guy to where he can play to his capabilities. He can use his superpowers. And now you're starting to see exactly why we gave up those 5 picks. All right, let me get in the chat, man, see what everyone else is saying here. This Rover says, I can't wait till Deuce and Landry get back. Yeah, agreed, man. Agreed. They did state that, I don't know if you guys saw it. They did state that Deuce is close. He's doing on-court exercises. I think he's day-to-day right now. So they said he's close. So you guys think he comes back next week? After Christmas? You think he comes back? Maybe next week he comes back, man. Maybe next week he comes back. Okay. This girl says we're really missing their 3-point percentage and defense. Agreed. Well, Shamit, I don't know this girl about how close he is. I don't know how close he is. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I maybe with him probably after the All-Star break. That shoulder's no joke. So, but I do agree with you. We are missing that 3-point percentage, and we are missing that defense, especially deuces. That point of attack, we're missing that like a lot. You know what I'm saying? So the score says Landry's on the cusp of his 4-week evaluation. Agree. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. You know, I mean, they're going to probably put him through some workouts and see exactly where he falls with that, because he's trying to rehab that shoulder. So we'll see what that looks like. He was in practice clothes in Vegas too. Yeah, I know, man. But was he practicing them? You know, or was he just doing sprints? You know what I mean? Trying to stay in shape. Big Taz says Mikal Bridges is looking exactly as I thought he would look. Excuse me, when the Knicks made the trade. Agreed, Big Taz. But it takes time, man. It takes time to get adjusting to a new scenery, a new expectation. You know, he came from Phoenix. I mean, it's cool in Phoenix. It's all right. It's cool in Brooklyn. It ain't New York, right? It's not the Garden. And so when you come here and the expectation is high about winning a championship and going to the playoffs, that's a different type of pressure, right? And so, you know, with a lot of Knicks fans, they pretty much live and die by every game. And so as a player, you got to kind of know how to turn off that noise and adjust to that. So it's a different level of intensity when you're playing with us than you're playing with Brooklyn or Phoenix. Even though he went to the finals with them, it's different, man. It's different playing out here under these lights. And so I think it took him some time to get adjusted to, man. And he's really made a smooth transition. But I think them, you know, changing coaches and getting a coach in here that fit his play style. Now you're seeing what we're seeing from him. And this is what we expected coming from Brooklyn. Big Chad says, I'm not surprised, man. I'm just happy that it's working out and great with Bridges being here. Agreed, especially since he signed that extension, man. So he's here now. He's not going anywhere. So agree with that. Tony says, Bridges indeed can average 25 a game if he was more aggressive and scoring. That's not a role on this team. Agreed, Tony. And that's why it was a change for him, because and remember, in Brooklyn, he was averaging that, 20-something. He was averaging about 22 or 23, something like that. Shooting the ball a lot. He was the guy. Basically what Michael Porter Jr. is doing. That's the same thing Bridges was doing. But now you come here, you got to change up. You got to change up some things. You got to readjust to that. And it takes you time. It really does, to basically recalibrate, man, to kind of figure out what my role is here. I don't need to be taking a whole bunch of shots. So I got to find my rhythm in certain pockets. And it takes time to get adjusted to that, right? And I think he's starting to find his rhythm, but I think a big part of it is the coach. I think that's huge. Yes, I saw that. Sorry. Big Tess is LV live question. What do you like about the Knicks so far this season? I like how cohesive they are offensively, Big Tess. I thought last year it was just ISO heavy, and now the ball is being spread around, right? This is another game they almost had 30 assists again. They had 28 tonight. I believe the other night they had 20-something, but the night before that they had almost 28 again. So I like that we're sharing the ball, and offensively. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't. I'm sorry, guys. It's late, man. I apologize. Thank you, Big Task. Disc Grover, thank you for that. Okay, what I don't like is the fact that I'm still concerned about the bench issues, right? The Yabusele piece really concerns me big time. Like, I'm really worried about that because, you know, the biggest thing is that, you know, this game, guys are going to get injured, right? It's the law of attrition. But the really good teams, what happens is someone goes down, they don't skip a beat because the next guy comes off the bench, he's ready to produce. It doesn't matter. With the Yabusele piece, that's really, really hurting us, even though we're able to get by with it because we have really good players. But he was supposed to be a big piece to what we were trying to do this year, and he has been a total disappointment. So now, that's why, you know, you've heard me now in the last 2 nights on this show. I'm pushing for the Sadiq Bey move because we need somebody like that. Now, you know, a cheap version would be, you know, a Precious deal or whatever because, you know, you can't get nothing else. I get it. But if you can really make this move to get a Sadiq Bey, I would love that move. Love it. Because that's what they need. And to me, they do that, Big Task, then I feel a lot better to where we're at. But that is the thing that bothers me a lot, Big Task. a lot. I was worried about the guard play, right? But with Kolik's ascension and how well he's been playing, I feel a lot more at ease now. I feel like he's playing a lot better, so now I continue to give him minutes, right? But that Yabusele piece is scary because that can come back and bite us, and you know what? Especially in the playoff run, because that's what I'm thinking about, playing against the top dogs in this league, right? So when we play against, OKCs, when we play against, of course, San Antonio's, we play against teams like, the Rockets or, of course, Denver, and of course, teams on our edge, right? We'll go against Detroit again. When we go against Cleveland, you're going to need that bench production. You're going to need that, especially when we go against Boston, right? You're going to need a guy that's going to be able to come in and light things up offensively to where we don't skip a beat. Then when Brunson comes back in, now we're firing on all cylinders. Like that's the things is moving and shaking like that. But it does not skip a beat. So that's why we got to make that move. We got to make that move ASAP because you got to keep that production flowing, man. You got to, and that's kind of scary, man, because I think that could be, the thing that really hurts us. That hurts us. Just being honest, I think that's the thing that can hurt us. And they haven't made moves yet. They're still trying to figure things out and trying to see exactly where things are going. So, we'll see. But, I'm really concerned about that. Okay, guys, let's listen to the head coach, man. Let's listen to him talk about tonight's game. Okay, let me hear him talk. All right, let's kind of bring it up. 1 second here, guys. Hope all is well. Everybody's doing good tonight, man, on this Sunday evening. Gotta get back to the grind, man. Question: is everybody done Christmas shopping? LV's done, man. LV's finished. So I'm in a really good place right now, but I'm finished. I'm finito. I'm done. I'm happy. All the gifts are underneath the tree. Everybody's happy. Yeah, kids come upstairs, they see all the gifts. You know how it goes, man. So everybody's happy. So I'm good, man. I'm good. All right, let's listen to the coach, man, talk about tonight's game.
Double win tonight for me. Lions lost. 49ers clinched a spot in the playoffs. Way to go, Kyle. Way to go, baby. Way to go, Ninerland. Yes, sir. We'll take that. Yeah. I ain't say it. But since we talk, that's a tough loss. Adam can hear this. We talking about later. Hey, great, but no.
Okay, so let's go back. Okay, he's talking about the 49ers. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Let me get another video. I apologize about that, guys. He talking about the 49ers, and man, I'm tight, man. Giants on 9-game losing streak. I don't want to hear anything about football right now. Even though I watched the game today, of course. Right before the Knicks game, I watched the game and just no more football talk until draft day. All right, okay. Let me pull this up here. All right, let's try this again. All right, people. Good vibes. Yeah, vibes. Word up, man. Word up, vibes. Yeah, vibes, man. Man, listen, man. All I'm thinking about is the draft vibes. That's all I'm thinking about. All right. Let's hear from the coach here, man.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, when you talk about MVPs, especially but all-stars as well. You know, you have to find a way to impact the game. And sometimes your shot's not going in, you know. So how else can you do it? Well, you could try to do it defensively. You could try to do it rebounding offensively, rebounding defensively, running the floor to see if you can get an easy one. And, you know, Jalen's constantly trying to do those things. He's trying to touch the paint and spray it. And you can see if he doesn't get the outlet, he's putting his head down and he's trying to get to the corner, you know, and you know, when you're that type of player, just trying to constantly find different ways to impact the game, especially offensively, when you can score like you can, is huge. And he's been doing that night in and night out, because he's not always going to, you know, shoot over 50% from the floor and almost 50% from the 3-point line.
Well said by him, man. Well said by him about Brunson. Listen, man, look, the team is coming together in all aspects. And I think Brunson said it the other night, right? Did you guys hear when he said after they won a cup, right? And when they talked about, I think it was no, I don't think it was after. It was at the cup. It was after I think they beat Orlando. And they talked about the team and how well they've been playing and just, you know, them buying into, you know, Mike Brown's system. And he said it took some time, but he said it starts and begins and ends with him, right? So he's the pace. He's the trendsetter. He's the one that sets the tone for the team. He's the man. He's the captain. So he's got to follow suit. If he's not following what the coach is doing, then why would everybody else follow, right? So he sets the example. And so, you know, he stated that. He said, you know, he's got to do that. And that's what Mike Brown is talking about, man. Brunson is trying to do everything he can to run the offense and make it, you know, show that other guys that, listen, this is what we got to do. And he's taking the steps to do that and follow through with every step that Mike Brown wants him to do regarding this offense. But see, when you're such a great player, it doesn't matter what you do because you're still going to get yours. You're still going to get yours. It doesn't matter. He still have 47. It doesn't matter. He still get busy. He's going to be probably first team All-NBA if he keeps this up. So it doesn't matter. You know, the great players find a way. So, but at the same time, he's following the blueprint that the coach wants regarding the offense, and it's forcing everybody else to do the same. And I think when your best player sets the tone and everybody else follows, that's when you have a really, really good team. And I think that's where the Knicks are at right now. I think that's just where they are. And I think that, you know, the more that they continue to kind of, you know, fall in line with the way Mike Brown wants to run things, NBA Finals. I think that's a, you know, it's not an uncertain thing to where we're unsure of that. I think it's inevitable if we continue to follow through with the things we need to follow through with. And I think we'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. But you know, he's the man on the team, man. So he you know, he's got to set the example. Okay, guys, let's talk about let's hear from the coach again one more time. Okay, he's talking about OG Anunoby, man. I thought OG was fabulous tonight. He didn't shoot well in the beginning. But if you saw how he was playing defense in that second half, that really kind of spearheaded things. It really, truly did, because he was getting after it on that end of the court, and that opened up things for him offensively. And that is really kind of what helped propel us as well, because when he started scoring, and that opened up the court. And then that's when Brunson was really able to do it, and then Mikal Bridges was able to knock down some quarter threes, because now OG's starting to knock down shots. So now it opens up the court. It doesn't shrink the court. So now they got to respect him, because if not, OG will knock down 2 or 3 in a row. A 1-point lead would turn into 9 or 10, just like that, because you didn't give up 2 threes. And so that's kind of like what I felt OG did, right? But hey, guys, do you think he's going to be first team all defense this year? I don't think he's going to make the All-Star team. I don't think that. His scoring is not enough. He's got to be averaging like over 20. Like 23, 24, something like that. He got to be doing that. But he's not doing that offensively. He's good, but he's not, you know, on a consistent basis. Defensively, I think he gets first team all defense this year. I think he gets first team all defense. So listen to the coach, man, talking about OG Anunoby.
But the guy that got us jump started, I thought, especially when it came to the second half. It was OG. OG was our defensive player of the game. He had 2 huge blocks for us off the shifts that got us out in transition. He had 5 deflections. His steal on Jaquez was huge for us. His steal to dunk, was huge for us. And then, he contributed 16 or was it 18 points for the game. So, man, just a lot of good performances, especially offensively. I told our guys we have to be better defensively. I think our last 6 or 7 games in the first quarter, we're giving up, around 33, 34 points a game in that first quarter. And so we have to do better on that end of the floor when we start.
But there you go. He said it. Same thing I said, man. That second half, that's what it was. That was OG, man. OG was huge for us. And I think that's kind of what spearheaded things for us going into and pretty much, we're able to seal the deal with the victory today, man. It was pretty much how he played and how well he has been playing, right? He's been playing really, really well. So, I think, how bad he played the other night in Philly when we had Philly here, I think that was just an outlier, man, about how, how things were going with this team. But, they were able to rest up and, get home. And he bounced back today, man. That second half was awesome. Awesome. Vintage OG. And I thought that kind of like Coach said, man, I mean, I think that spearheaded things for us going into or pretty much sealing the deal in that second half, which I thought was great. Let me go back here, close this out for a second. Hey guys, what do you think about Tyler Kolek again, man? I mean, guys, he's a perfect example of just being able to take advantage of your opportunities, right? I mean, it's just great to see, man, just how well he's playing, man. Like, it's really, really good to see, man. Really, really good to see. I'm thinking, you guys think they make a move for a point guard? I think there's no way they do that now, right? They've been talking about Alvarado and stuff like that, or, of course, Dante, everyone was hyped about that, including LV. I think that's kind of off the table now, right? What do you guys think? I think there's no way you go get a guard now. You don't need him. You don't need him to. And I think that they wanted a veteran guard kind of like to fill that Malcolm Brogdon spot. But now, because of how well this kid is playing, there's no way you take him off the court. There's no way you do that. You destroy his confidence. There's no way you do that. Ride this, man. Pause. He's got the hot hand. And then also, too, guys, he's getting after it defensively, right? You saw he was giving Powell problems at the top of the key. Powell couldn't get off him to where it forced a turnover. That was all Tyler Kolek, man. Yo, he's getting after it defensively, man. Remember, I played the clip for you when Mike Brown, when he spoke about it last game, right? I believe it was the game in Indiana. And he talked about, yo, man, you got to get after it on that end. That's how you're going to get on the court. And I think that that's what he's done, like defensively, because today, guys, he was closing the game again. When did he come out the game? He checked out with maybe 4 or 5 minutes left, but he played that whole fourth, basically. Brunson came back in. He always comes back in the 7-minute mark. They didn't take Kolek out. They kept him in there, and they took Bridges out. I'm just saying, the kid is really, really playing really well, man. I don't know how you, I guess, bench him or he loses minutes when Deuce comes back. I don't know how that happens. There's no way I think that happens. No way. I think you got to. All right, I'll put it to you like this. When Deuce and Shamet come back, they got to work around that. But I think he's the backup point guard. When Brunson sits, he comes in. That's his role now. I think he's stolen that role, and he has that right now in a chokehold. I think it's his until he plays so bad that he loses it. But there's no way I think Deuce or Shamet comes in and takes that spot from him, because neither one of them play that. They're not the lead guard. They're not. They don't orchestrate the offense. They do not do that. And that's something we've been thinking about doing. We need it, and I think we had it all along. You know what I'm saying? Probably didn't even need to go get Brogdon. Just had to, let this kid develop. Good. This Grover says, Tyler stole Yabu's minutes. Agreed. Agreed, Big Taz. Sorry, Big Taz. Yep. This Grover says, we don't need to. Agreed. Agreed. I don't think so at all, man. Tyler's defense skyrocket for a smaller guard like him. Agreed, man. But I think it was this Grover, but I think it was Mike Brown challenging him and telling him, basically that's how you're going to get on the court. That's how you're going to get on the court. Eric Green, keep and play call it. Agreed. 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 This Grover says, I just want Tyler's 3-point percentage to be a little more consistent, and we have ourselves a serious player. This Grover, he's got to play more, man. That's the more he plays, the more confident he's going to get in that shot, because he can knock it down no problem. But it's just getting, just the comfortability. Like it's only how many games has it been now that he's been rocking, like playing really well? We say about 4 games now, 4 or 5 games. He needs about a whole season of that. This Grover, he needs like a whole season underneath his belt to get that rhythm. You know what I'm saying? So just give him some time. Give him some time. He'll be fine. This Grover says we move Deuce back to the true position as agreed. Agreed. That is his true position. I do not want him trying to facilitate. Also, too, he's like, yo, is it me? Or isn't Deuce like OG, right? When he starts dribbling, shaky with the rock, right? Shaky. Every time Deuce is trying to cross somebody over, he gets stripped. He needs to make a decision and attack. That's it. If he's going to shoot the 3, great. If he's going to attack the rack, then do that. I don't want you trying to break dudes down at all. Eric Green says, keep playing Kolek. We need a wing with size. Agreed. 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 Eric Green says, what do you think about Middleton from Washington if we can't get Bay? Ooh, yo, you know what, Eric Green? I saw that too. I'm glad you brought that up. Well said, sir. I did see that floating around. I like Middleton because he's big too, right? He's also about 6'7", 6'8", right? Is he about that? 6'7", 6'8"? The problem with Middleton, here's my issue with him, is the injuries. Like he can't stay on the court, man. And that was the issue in Middletown. That was the issue in Milwaukee, is he could not stay on the court. It was always something, right, with him. He's an older player, but he is an all-star. He can score. He's a big wing. He can guard the 3s. He can guard the 4s. But it's just Eric Green, man, that injury issue is the problem I have, man. He can't stay on the court. He can't stay on the court. That's the only issue. Sadiq Bey is 26. Eric Green, he's 26, man. Coming off of the ACL, right? He was out all last year. But it looks like he's recovered fully from that, based on how he's doing offensively. But I understand the question. It's just like, just in case we can't get him, right? I don't know if I take a risk with Middleton, Eric Green, because of the industry, because of the injury issues. I don't touch that. I would rather go after Precious, because at least I know Precious is going to be there. He's going to defend. He's going to block shots. He's just going to be Precious, right? But he's available. As the saying goes, the best ability is availability, right? That's just it. It's just it. I'm saying it again. The best ability is availability. LV's bucket today, man. Trust me, it's tea in here. It ain't nothing else. It's tea in this cup. It's tea. I know I'm slurring my words. You're like, yo, what's wrong with LV? It's tea in this cup. Trust me. Your best ability is availability. There we go. Okay. So that's what it is with him, man. So that's my thing, man. Great player, though. Great player, though, Eric Green. That was well played by you, sir. And I meant to mention that, too, because I did see that floating around. This rival says, even if Bay's offense takes a dive, if he comes here, his defense will still give him priority over Yabu. Agreed, but I don't think his offense is going to drop this Grover, because they're not going to be, because I don't think it's going to drop. I don't think it's going to drop, because this Grover, the way this offense is, he's going to be able to get open shots and knock down shots. Just the way this offense runs. And then the beauty of this Grover is that a lot's not going to be asked of him in this offense. So he can come in, kind of do what Clarkson does, because you see Clarkson's all over the place. He's like all over the place. I saw him today he had good buckets, but he's like fumbling the ball, dropping it. He is total 24-hour fitness basketball, LA fitness basketball. Whatever you guys do, you go to the Y, you play in the men's league, at the church league, whatever you do, that's what he is. Like, he's straight that. He's not even. Sometimes I'll be watching, I'm like, yo, is this guy even in the league, man? Like, what is he doing? He's out there just straight gunning. Like, he ain't even running no offense. He's carrying. You see what he's doing? I'm like, yo, my man, that's a carry. What are you doing? You about to turn the ball over. He turns the ball over. I'm like, yo, this guy, you can't help. But when he's hot, he's hot. So, Sadiq Bey will come in, not be like him, be a lot more consistent than him. And I would not be surprised if maybe Sadiq Bey might eat into some of those minutes, especially when Shamet comes back. But that's if, we even make that deal to go get him. Tony says Mitch should work out with a dream in the offseason. Yo, man, that would be great. That would be great. But what's his footwork like, though, man? His footwork got to be ill to work with the dream, though, Tony. If he's tripping over his feet, that's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? He's athletic. We know that. He's a point A to point B guy. But does he have the footwork to do what the dream's going to ask him to do? Because the dream shake was nasty. We remember it, right? The dream shake was nasty. So I don't know if he's got the skill set to work out with the dream. Look at this room, says, nah, Mitch gets to. Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know, man. Look at Big Tat says, then his value will go up. Look at that. Yeah, that's gonna be it. That's funny, man. The dream shake. Yeah, he'll be tripping over his feet, man. All right, guys, let's listen to the captain, man. He's talking about Mikal Bridges, man. And remember, listen, all these guys are friends, man. And, of course, those, the Nova boys, the Nova connection, all that stuff. And remember, Josh Hart and all those guys were defending Mikal Bridges, man, when he came over here, and everyone was destroying him and stuff like that. They know what he could do. And so they was kind of frustrated, and they'll see what he's doing now. I'm sure his boys are really happy for him, especially signing that extension, getting that out the way, and then the way he's been playing. It's good to see, man. So listen to the captain talk about Mikal Bridges and his productivity as of late.
What do you think about what Mikal was able to do tonight, especially in the second quarter, to keep you guys in the game?
Yeah, big time play from him, and I mean that's what he's capable of. That's what he does, and we need that from everybody. And it could be anyone on a given night. And tonight, Mikal he stepped up to the plate and he did that, and he's been doing that all year for us. And yeah, kudos to him for bringing in that second quarter because we needed it.
What do you think?
Agreed. Well said. Well said by the captain, man. Well said by the captain. Like, I'm glad he said anybody else could do it, right? Because that's what this team is. Anybody come up to the plate and really kind of produce, because all these guys are really good ball players. But for a hit to come from him, especially what he went through all last year, I thought was big. Thought was major. And he looks like a totally different player, right, guys? He looks totally different, right? You could tell he's comfortable. Now, I don't know if it's because he signed the contract. I don't know what it is. But you could see that he's extremely, extremely comfortable. You could see it. You know what I mean? And we don't know. Allegedly, we don't know who was in those exit meetings and spoke to Leon and Dolan about this whole Tips thing. And from the reports that's out there, is that all that stuff about Tips came from inside that locker room, and that he's pretty much his time is over. So I don't know who that came from, but allegedly it was one of the Nova boys. And one of them is playing really, really well now. So we might know who that might have came from. All right, so let's listen to the captain again. He's talking about his other Nova boy, Josh Hart, and how well Josh Hart has been playing since being inserted into the starting lineup.
You guys, I think, are 10-2 since Josh came in the starting lineup. How does he impact that starting group in particular?
He does great things on both sides of the ball, and I think his impact is can't really tell from the stat sheet, but um, per the eye test, everyone knows that he's a competitor. He brings a winning style of basketball to this team, and we need him.
You guys,
Well said by the captain. Well said by the captain. I love what he said about Josh Hart, winning style of basketball, because that's what he is, man. He's a winner. And I think that stuff spills over into everybody else. Guys, just remember when they made that deal for Cam Reddish, imagine how the Knicks have changed. They went from a really good team to possibly one of the best teams in the East when Josh Hart came over here. And the trajectory of this team just skyrocketed when Josh came. Brunson was Brunson, but when Josh came, that's when we really turned the corner. Because, he does so many things on the court that, like Brunson said, can't really go into the stat sheet. And he's just, he's a Swiss Army knife, man. He does it all. Loose balls, rebounds, just everything. Josh Hart just being him. And now he's knocking down threes. Like I said, I think I was Ian that asked the question, but like you said, we're 10-2 now. Really, technically, 11-2 because they didn't count the game in Vegas, but basically 11-2 since he's been in the lineup, man, and that changes everything, man. It really, truly does. Rondo, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live, man. Big time win for the boys, 132 to 125. The Knicks go to 20-8 on the season. Big time game for the captain. Huge game for him. 47 big points, 8 assists. Mikal Bridges added 24 points and 4 assists. Great game for them boys, getting back into the winning column. Also, to everybody, please, if you haven't done so, please hit that like button for me, man. Everybody walking through here, please hit that like button for me, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. Okay, this girl says he only had five touches in the game, but come on, even captain would at least go 3 or 4 for 5 on that amount. Listen, man, I think it was an off night for Cat, man. I think it was just an off night for Cat. For Cat, excuse me. It happens, man. It's okay. But we got the win, man. We got the win. So I'm not really stressing about it. For everybody else produced, and it happens, man. You're going to have a tough night. In no way, shape, or form does that mean we trade Cat for whoever. No. Everybody stop. This Rose is, like I said before, Mikal despised Tibbs more than any of us could have ever imagined. So, Disc Rover, you think he was the one, Disc Rover? I'm just asking. LV's not saying anything. I just like to ask you guys questions. You're my crew up in here. I love asking you guys questions because you guys are honest. You guys shoot from the hip. So, who in the chat, just give me a thumbs up. How about you do that? Who in the chat believes Mikal was the main whistleblower in those exit meetings to say, yo, man, we got to change things up here? Who believes that? Because based on what this Rover said, he thinks he was the one. Tony says, Cat will never be consistent. We need Cat to play like an all-star. When we play top-tier teams, what? A good game versus scrubs all the time. Well, I understand what you're saying, Tony. Like, Tony, man, he had a tough night, man. He had a tough night, Tony. Tony, he played exceptional last year for us. Exceptional. He played awesome in the playoffs. Awesome, Tony. There's no way you give up on a guy like that just because he might have a couple of stinkers here and there. It happens in an 82-game season, guys. You're going to have stinkers, but you're also going to have awesome games as well when you're that good of a player. So I'm not even, I'm not even worried about Cat having a tough night tonight. I don't even care. I'm just glad we won. That's the most important thing for me. Did we win? That's all I care about. Rondo says we saw all Tim's limitations. Yeah, agreed, man. Agreed. Yeah, listen, man. Look, it's insane, man. It's insane because you see how well we're playing this year, and You see how things could have been different last year. And I'll be honest with you guys, I think he was the reason. I don't even think it was the team. I think he was the reason why we didn't make it to the finals. And I think he is the reason why we didn't have a chance to possibly win a championship. Because the way the Thunder looked against Indiana, I said, yo, we could have beat them guys. Right? But if you remember Josh Hart, I don't know, did you guys remember what Josh Hart stated? You guys remember when he mentioned, he said, yo, man, he said he felt he let the team down in the playoffs. He said, but by the Eastern Conference Finals, he said he had nothing left. Remember he said that? He said he had nothing left in the tank. Nothing. He said he was trying, he was fighting hard. He said, but he had nothing left in the tank. You guys remember when he said that? And he said he felt like he let his team down. And I think that's a major indication of why they made the move that they did on Tibbs. And I wouldn't be surprised if certain guys, maybe some of your favorite players, were the ones that really pretty much was on there and, you know, mentioned some things in those exit meetings. Because Alan Hahn mentioned it. I heard he talked about it. And Alan Hahn mentioned that that people in the locker room felt that it had run its course, the stuff with Tibbs. He had run its course, and it was time for a new voice. And it came from within that locker room. That's what happened. And you never know. It might have been from some of you guys' favorite players, man, who you would never think would say anything. And they probably were the main ones who said something. It probably may be a player you never thought. You know what I'm saying? But that's the frustration about the Tibbs piece, because I feel like that's the reason why. I mean, we're possibly not really pushing up. We're not the defending champs, because I feel like we were better than Indiana, but I feel like we were managed wrong as a team. We weren't managed right, and he got outcoached because of his stubbornness. This room says my group of guys who said no to Tibbs is probably Mikal, Josh, OG, Cat, and possibly Deuce as well. Yeah, man. Who knows, man? Who knows? This room said that's my guess. Yeah, agreed, man. Agreed. All right, boys. Listen, let me get up out of here. Listen, I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me tonight, man. I truly appreciate it. Trust me, I do. I do this for y'all. So I thank you guys all the time, man. And I truly do during this holiday season, man. I really, truly do, man. I do this for you guys. And I just thank you guys coming and supporting me on my channel. See, LV's getting a little touchy and stuff like that. Because, yo, man, I truly, truly, truly appreciate you guys. I don't take it for granted that you guys come and rock with me. I do not. And so I thank you for you guys doing that. Hitting my like button, all that stuff. I truly appreciate it, man. I really do. Because this wouldn't rock without you guys. It wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I do this because I love talking sports. I played it my whole life. And you guys coming here is what makes this thing rock. You know what I'm saying? You see my subscribers I got. I move it up in the algorithm. All that stuff's happening because of you guys. You guys spearhead all this. I'm just here moving the buttons around, pressing the buttons. That's just what I do. But you guys are what makes this thing go, man. So I truly appreciate you guys. All right, but I'm out of here. Listen, big time win for the boys. Great way to get back in the winning column, 132 to 125. The captain, big time, 47 big points. I'll be going live again Tuesday after the Minnesota Timberwolves game. So please come through and check it out. All right, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button for me. All right. Also, too, first time coming through rocking with me on my channel with my crew, please subscribe to the channel. But when you subscribe, also, too, hit that bell icon to get all notifications for all my shows. And also, too, please leave comments because I do respond to comments. All right, I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Peace.